Hey, thanks for stopping by the Luffa Ranch today. Today we're going to be planting up some of our sunflower seeds, and if you came over to the channel to check out some of our videos, you know, one of our videos will show you how to harvest the seeds to the sunflowers. So we've got a whole bunch of them actually. I don't know, there's probably a couple hundred seeds that are in there. We're going to plant these up into 3.5-inch peat pots. And some people like to use round plastic pots. We happen to have a bunch of peat pots that are left over from this year from the Luffa. Got some good soil here. This is like a premium potting soil. You can get at any one of your nursery suppliers there. And first thing we like to do is take the peat pot. The peat pot has got a place here on the bottom that'll have a kind of like an indenture here. And you know, some people will actually poke the hole, and some people will just leave it like that. And it actually, you'll have better drainage if you poke the hole. Otherwise, you can see here, now I pre-watered the pots, and this was actually done a few minutes ago, and the water's still standing there. So kind of one of the challenges, and people that do a lot of planting, is that peat pots have a tendency to have the soil in there either too wet or it's going to be too dry, because the peat on the outside will want to dry up and it'll draw the moisture back out of the soil. So you constantly are in this battle of too wet, too dry maybe. But if you're careful with your watering, you can grow. We grew a few thousand Luffa this year in these, and that's what has worked for us. We'll probably go more towards doing plastics this next year. But at any rate, we have some of those left over. We like to repurpose things, so we've got our pots there. Like I said, pre-watered these here, so they're a little bit saturated, and that way the soil is already going to go. The soil will go in there real nicely. And if you want to bring the camera up here, you can see a little bit easier how to just do this real quick. And you just scoop some in here and use your fingers inside, and you can kind of tamp it down. And if you have about that much soil in there, maybe leaving, I don't know, maybe a 1/2 inch at the top, that seems to work pretty good. And you can see you can go fairly quick at this. When you water it, it's going to also go down a little bit. But that's what it's going to look like there. So we're going to do all these, and there's probably about maybe 30 here. But I just want to show you just on a few. So then we just take some of the sunflowers. There's a little bit of the, I don't know if you want to call it the husk, but some of the parts here where the flower was, and you can see the sunflower seeds. So we're just going to poke them into the soil. I'm going to do a couple in each pot, in the corners actually. And by putting them in the corners, if you did want to split them out, it's fairly easy to do that. Once the soil ends up, once the plant ends up coming up, you can take a tablespoon and scoop down into the dirt and be able to harvest out that one and replant it into another pot. But these are going to end up going into a field. So very quickly, that's what we'll do there. And then you're going to hit it with a little bit of water. And you'll see if you have good drainage, if you have good draining soil, how long it takes for that water to actually go through. And you can see that fast that water disappeared. So that's some good draining soil. There's a little bit of starter fertilizer that's in there, so we don't need to add any more fertilizer, but that's how you do it. In a few days, these should germinate, and in probably about maybe 10 days, 2 weeks, we'll go ahead and put them in the ground. Sunflowers here in the mountains of North Carolina, it's probably going to be a 90 to 100 day period before you can harvest. But that's what it looks like. You can look at also the color on the side of the pots. You can tell when they dry out, it's going to look like this. I mean, it's really obvious. You can also pick them up, and you can get an idea how dry they are really by just the weight of it. And so this is a real easy project to do. Kids love to do sunflowers. You get some great color. These happen to be giant sunflowers. They'll grow as long or as tall as 10 feet. And that's what we had growing last year. So we harvested those seeds. And if you want to see how to harvest those, be sure to look at our video on the channel that talks about harvesting the sunflower seeds. So thanks for stopping by the Luffa Ranch today. God bless you, and we'll see you next time.